Welcome to Ego Netcast. I am Martin Lindeskog. I will start out with saying that I'm giving myself flexibility regarding the time zone and the timestamp for recording and publishing of my solo episodes in order to stay on track on this new venture to publish something every day. I'm located in the Central European time zone, but I'm often working according to the American time zones. For example, the Eastern Standard Time, that is 6 hours behind, you could say. So I have 6 hours to add. And I could also give me a buffer of extra 3 hours to have on California time, West Coast time. But also I found out here that you could have American Samoa, put that into the game and add additional 3 hours. So when I could record almost around noon time or 1 hour before noon, 11 a.m. Central European time. So right now it's around 6 a.m. in the morning. And I started out playing the first episode here in recording in late evening and then publish it and so on in the middle of the night. And this is an experiment to see how a workflow is going and how long it will take to do these short episodes, but to calculate and include the whole full time of from recording for planning, ideas, research, recording, editing, post-production, upload it to Libsyn, and then show notes, blog posts, marketing, and so on. And rinse and repeat. I also want to make a correction from the previous episode. I messed up with Amy Peikoff's news sandwich segment. And I started out with the bad news, then good news, and then ending up with another bad news. But it should be the other way around. So 2 good news items and 1 not so good, a bad one. So start out with the bread, good news, and then the bad piece, and that should be sandwiching in between these 2 pieces of good news. So ending with the good story also. And I will include screen dumps. I did a screen dump now before I started recording on the settings here on the Boss Jock app that is now called Backpack Studio app. And I also do a screen dump when I'm starting to transfer the file and send it. I send it as an email to myself. Here on this new app, you could also upload it to like iCloud and other things, and also then move it directly to your host like Libsyn. So giving you a big backstory here. I learned about this app when it was called Boss Jock Studio app from Libsyn and the official Libsyn podcast, the feed. And its backstory there is also that some of the founders of Libsyn created Boss Jock Studio app. And then I used it for several years. I had some issues with it, so I sent an email to Libsyn because they knew the founders of Libsyn and the developer there on original developer of the Boss Jock app. So I sent it, and they answered in a nice way and gave me some tips on how to do a backup solution. Now how to use this Boss Jock app, the settings, for example, to have it in the flight mode and so on. So I include that in the show notes. And then it's around, I think, 23 minutes into the feed, the podcast that I include in the show notes. And then I got a nice email from the lead developer there that also taken over this app and developed it further. So Ed, and he sent me an email, Ed Filovat, on December 17th, telling me about the new app, the Backpack Studio. So that's why I called this episode the Backpack for Podcasters. Try to be a bit funny there. And I will also include his Instagram account there, Boss Jock. I'm still saying Boss Jock app, but Backpack Studio app. And here on the pads that was called the cards here, I have included the bumper and the jingle by Jim Johnson of J Tunes Productions. I bought some, I think it was in 2014, some sounds and sound effects from SoundSnap, for example, a tea kettle, and some so-called commercial breaks and sirens and other things like that. So I will find them again or buy some new sound and sound effects from SoundSnap or some other sources. If you have any recommendations or tips on to get that you could have like a bumper or different segment of a podcast. Here I will include, as a fun thing, Ed have included in the app as some default pads with sounds. So now I will play the air horn, the applause, and the laughter. And you will hear it, how it sounds. And now you could also do these duckings. You could talk over the sound, so to speak. And that's a neat feature. So you could add several pads here and have it like a mixing into the recordings or the broadcast or the DJing. That's a neat feature. So now I will play the air horn. So maybe that could be for a soccer game or something like that. Or some announcement, because you hear this zzz sound. And now, if you think this podcast is a great one, maybe you want to give some applause. And maybe enjoy my so-called dry humor. And then you will have a kind of giggle or laughter. So there you have it. So I will find the SoundSnap and buy some new ones and add them now to the app. It's also one other feature here that you could have I'm now reading from my iPad, from Ulysses writing app, note-taking app. So I use that as a subscription. I use it for my book writing and other things like that. And I will use it also from Instagram, text and more, and use it on a daily basis. As I said, I use the premium and have it on a subscription. And I like this Ulysses, how they develop it. As I say, same thing as we're doing here now with the Backpack Studio developed it. And so he has a neat notes feature. Looks like a notes pad, so you could click on that in the below bottom right corner. So there you could get some notes during the talk. And then you have also, you see the signals here with the channels, light in green, and also you see the microphone and how it looks when you're talking. Excuse me. And then you also see the recording. So now it's almost like 10 minutes. As I said, I'll try to do it short, between 5 and 10 minutes. Sometimes I could have a rant or talking more, but I want to give some background to this app that I will use for the recordings of these solo episodes, and I will come back to this app in the future. Maybe I could also have a chat with Ed later on as a talk and conversation and interview. And I'm searching and I'm developing my podcasting workflow here, as I said, with how long it will take with these episodes. So, with that, I thank you for listening and talk to you soon again. And I will end with the jingle by Jim Johnson of J Tunes Production.